very interesting automation factory builder to show you today. This is basically Factorio, but what if you played as the bugs? Yes, the premise for this game is that the engineer that you play as in Factorio kind of won, and now you play as the bugs trying to build up and automate a factory to kind of conquer the humans, I guess. Either way, there is a little bit of a sort of like enforced tutorial thing here, which we're going to have to go through. Very unfortunately, there's no way of skipping this. This is also a super early build, so, you know, as you can see, there is a lot of sort of, you know, very weird looking graphics, but bear with me because some of the mechanics here are super interesting, and I really wanted to play and show it off. Right, so what we have here are our base miner units. This is the sort of fundamental way that we will automate mining, and it is with the miner. You can see the components that go into it: the larva, the iron bar, and the weak hearts. But here's the interesting thing. What we can do is we can place the miners down onto, for example, this little iron deposit over here. We can see the sort of rough area of the iron deposit as I'm just going through all of those little things. Thank you very much. That's great. We've also got a coal deposit over here, and we've also got a spore deposit. All of this sort of stuff is going to be very, very useful indeed. I want to craft a depot. Yes, absolutely. There's my little crafting queue down in the bottom right-hand corner. If you know me, you know I love a skippable tutorial, but sometimes, you know, the tutorial isn't skippable and we just have to suffer through together, but that's okay. Hopefully it won't take too long. Now, as you see, there we go. I placed down the depot here, which looks grand, and my miners are automatically, because they are within range of the depot, going to go and mine the iron and deliver it right back to the depot for me, which is grand. And in this case, we are mining iron ore. Happy, happy days. I keep pressing the escape button, but that's okay. Either way, this is looking really, really good. I'm very, very happy with that. Okay, mine 6 spores in the nearby spore deposit. Yeah, I will just do this manually, so like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 shouldn't take too long. But after we get done with this, we can perhaps move on to a more sort of substantial automation challenge. At least that is the hope. Right, we can interact with the depot by picking things up. Yeah, I know. Don't worry. Okay, we need to craft a living forge. Let's do that, and then let's place the forge anywhere. This is basically a furnace. For all intents and purposes, it is literally a furnace. We pop iron ore into there, and then we add a fuel type. In this case, we are going to add coal, but we can also add lumber. If we have a little look, I don't think I can zoom out. Oh no, I can zoom out far enough. There's a little bit of lumber over there. There's some water, etc. So, you know, there's quite a lot of stuff already in the world, even if it does look a little bit primitive, let's say. Either way, we need to smelt 3 iron bars. That shouldn't take too long at all. Grand. That is looking great. And yeah, that's the sort of furnace situation. Now, here's the thing. The way that belts and the way that automation works in this game is super interesting. Here is where things get a little bit funky. So we're presented with this. Now, obviously, if you're playing, you know, a normal game, I doubt you're going to get thrown into this. This is kind of like a tutorial, like, you know, how to play sort of situation. Either way, it's cool. The Underground Survivors faction has sent you every building they could spare. So it is the Underground Survivors faction that are the bugs. They are indeed... Thank you. Don't worry. They are, in fact, the bugs that I come from, I suppose. And I'm like a symbiote thing. Either way, this is a factory, and these are the belts. This is super interesting. We'll talk about this as we go. But for now, my objective is to place down a few miners. Now, there are a few crates just in the world that have got stuff in them. So we've got spore pods over here. We have got some, there we go, some iron bars and some weak hearts over there, which is grand. And I think there's going to be some coal over here. That's right, I have indeed played through a little bit of this before because I wanted to make sure that I could explain to you exactly what's happening. So this is where we can introduce some of the new mechanics. We need to place down those 2 miners. Why don't I go and, there we go, get 2 into production. That's looking good. It's going to take a little bit of time to craft the larva, but that is a-okay. Now, larva takes a long time to craft manually, and what we can do to automate that process is utilize a hatchery. Excellent. However, as you can see, the hatchery is not currently working. It requires energy. In order to get energy, we need to build and utilize these boil chambers. It's very, very cool. I'm going to place down the 2 miners. Let's place them down. Let's place them down on the coal for now. I think that's completely fine. Oh, look, there you go. Hatching larva manually takes a long time. Let's get this up and running. So, here's how this all works. And as I say, this is where things sort of start to differentiate themselves. We've already talked about the miner unit. We also have the firefly, and we have the mover unit. And I start, at least in this specific scenario, with 4 fireflies. Fireflies move power around the world. If I place them down right now, nothing happens. That is because this, for all intents and purposes, a steam engine, has no resources in it. So let's grab 5 coal, boom, 10 coal. You can immediately see there is a whole bunch of resource, or a whole bunch of activity happening over here. And with any luck, we should start to see, there we go, the fireflies move to these electricity pylons, or needle spires, whatever the heck that they're called, and they will basically charge them up, and look at that, the hatchery is now working. So at least, you know, partially, we have automated a little bit of our process. You can also see over on the left-hand side there, you can see the buffer, the energy buffer that it takes. Max usage rate, minimum usage rate, etc. As long as there is energy in the store, then we are able to produce some larvae, which is really, really nice. Okay, our objective is to place down 2 movers. And again, this is also very, very interesting. So the way that movers work is effectively, instead of having a belt that moves, you have movers that move along a pathway. So these are basically just beetles that have flat like flat backs and stuff from these like inserters is going to be able to be attached onto the end. Right, movers will resurface at the closest trail buffer and follow the trail until the end, picking up items along the way. Look at that. They kind of look like frogs. Now, at the moment, we've got nothing that is being processed in these depots. Remember, the depots are where my little miners are going to drop off resources. But what you can basically see here is that we have got a bunch of inserters, we have got a bunch of depots, and the resources are going to make their way all the way down here, where they are going to be unloaded into the living forges or the furnaces, and then from there they can go along another belt and over into this wooden chest over here, which is grand. Okay, add some fuel into one of the boil chambers. Yeah, I did actually already do that, but you know what, let's do it again just for the sake of argument. Also, I don't know why, but it does seem like the usage rate of the coal in the boil chamber is a little bit too fast for some reason. I don't know, it just seems to, yeah, it doesn't look like I'm getting the full, yeah, see, I don't know. Maybe that's just the visual thing, but it's very, very strange. Either way, spawn the following workers, 10 fireflies, and a bunch of miners. Let's start with the miners. Now, I can, of course, craft them manually, and that might be something that I want to do. But I can also use this thing over here. I don't know. This is a molder. And what we can do is we can add, I don't know, 5 of these, 5 of those, 5 of those together, and as long as it is within range of the electricity network, which actually I don't think it is, I think we need to get a little bit of an extension to our electricity network. If we do that, then that will allow us to trees are up here. Yeah, let's go over here and grab some trees. If we do that, then that will allow us to get a slightly larger. There we go. Let's get, I don't know, like 2, maybe 3 trees just to be on the safe side. Yeah, cool. And then craft 1, 2, 3, 4. Something like that. I don't think we'll need that many pylons. But we pop this down right over there. That's looking good. And there we go. What do you know? We've got ourselves some miners, and we've effectively automated production. Well, not quite automated production, because we can always nab ourselves a grabber, which I can actually build right now. Grabber can go right in here, and as soon as a little bit of extra juice has been delivered to it, we should be able to automate the outputting of the little larva right on into the molder. Come on, buddy. I'm waiting. I'm waiting for you to act. I guess we're probably prioritizing delivering resources to the molder here as opposed to delivering to the grabber. I don't know. I'm not sure. Either way, I'm not going to worry about it. Oh, there we go. Yeah, we had We had a max number of miners in the output, so that is exactly why it didn't end up working out. Okay, by default, workers will choose the closest eligible workstation when they are burrowed. Yes, I didn't really point out that they burrowed, but it's fairly obvious because they go underground. Ooh, interesting. Maybe we've got... Yeah, maybe we've got the maximum number of workers that will be working here, I guess. Yeah, so there's a worker buffer of 2, worker buffer of 2, worker buffer of 1, worker buffer of 0. So I guess when I place down these workers over here, they automatically got attracted to this place because it was kind of a little bit closer. Either way, we've got the movers that are on this route that are now going to be picking stuff up, which is great. And that means that we're actually going to be smelting iron, which is great. Wasn't really what I was aiming for, but it's kind of happened, so that's nice. We're not really to the point where I want to... I mean, we're not really to the point where I can automate this molder quite yet. What I would like to do, though, what I really would like to do is let's take this out. Let's take this out. Let's take this out. Let's take... Yep, thank you. Thank you. Don't worry. I'm already way ahead of you, video game. Don't worry. I'm way ahead of you. Let's get... I didn't even need those 2 grabbers, to be brutally honest, but it's fine. Let's see if we can try and make ourselves... It's called a swarm trail, but it's basically a belt, right? It's basically a belt. We also need to get ourselves a trail buffer, which is going to be the starting location for our movers. Also, do we maybe need to move... Yeah, I want to move these guys out of there. I want to get some movers, and we want to throw, I don't know, 10 in. And throw all of the larvae that I have in here in. I'll take some larvae just so that I can do some manual crafting, if indeed it is necessary. Trail buffer, yeah, we'll worry about the trail buffer in just a sec. But for now... Oh, yeah, what I can also do is I can also turn on, like, the Alt tab mode, which is probably a bit better to sort of do. Let's come this way. That's kind of awful, to be honest with you. There we go. It's kind of better, I suppose. Fine. Either way, that's all that we really need. And now I need 2 more inserters. 2 more inserters. That's looking good. It should all be powered up, which is great. And I'll tell you what, if I put you here, you here. There we go. And, like, yeah, you over there, you over there. I think the depots can only have 2 workers working on them. I think that's the sort of cap. Either way. What have I got? Swarm trail. I got 59 swarm trail. That should be plenty to get out over here. Right. My arms are not that long, so I can't stretch that far. There we go. Okay, so, yeah, immediate impressions. Things feel very, very good. They don't feel final, but they do feel very, very good. You know, you can just tell, right? You can just tell when, you know, the developer or, you know, whoever has made or who has played a bunch of factory building games before. I really, really get the impression. I mean, obviously it is very, very strongly inspired by Factorio, but I really do get the impression that the developer has played a bunch of factory building games because, you know, the way that the belts interact, the way that you clear your... Hold on, let me just place down some movers here. How many do we need? 3, maybe? Let's roll with 3. Why did you go over there? You should be working here, I think. Huh, weird. I don't know why... I don't know why that's the case. Why did you all end up over there? I don't know. Small worker bay. Workers dispatched from the bay work only at nearby workstations. Well, yeah, that's kind of nice, but I want the workers to be working over there for a change. Okay, well, let's... What if I put workers down over here? Are they going to move over there? There we go. Okay, so apparently if I place them over here... Apparently over here that works. I don't know why, but either way, I'm delighted that it's happening in the way that I would expect it to work now. So yeah, as I say, there's kind of, you know, there's a few little quirks. There we go. That's looking good. To be fair, we probably don't need that many movers on this route, but it's better that we have a couple. Right, let's put 50 bits of coal in there. Let's put 100 bits of coal in here. And that's at least looking not too shabby. We've got 4 on this belt now. Don't know how I've done that. Kind of remarkable, to be honest. I need way more fireflies, by the way. This whole power situation here is entirely because we just do not have enough fireflies. To be fair, the objective right now is for me to build fireflies. Maybe I should stop trying to get ahead of myself and actually just, you know, try and do what I'm told. The other thing that we need to do is start thinking about movers and miners, actually, although we've got one brave soul that's doing the mining over here. So we need to think about how many movers we're going to need. This is one big loop. So we need basically miners to go... Yeah, weird that it shows to go over here. But anyway, we need one to go around here, and then we need at least one to go there as well. So see if I can make... Can I make another... I can't make another miner. Oh, well, it's fine. Another miner, another mover. It's fine. It's okay. How are we doing? Great. And some more fireflies. Let's get them down. Cracking. That's looking really, really good. That helps. That will help a lot. And we only actually need one more firefly, so let's go back to miners for the next objective. That's great. And we need, like, what, another 10 miners? Yeah, that's fine. So we've got too many... We've got too many things here, and we've got one bit of coal that we are waiting to get moved. I mean, video game, what you're telling me right now is that I need a buffer. I mean, that is the video game's way of telling me that I need a buffer if we've got this guy just chilling out around there. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to choose to ignore the obvious signs that the video game is telling me that I need a buffer, because then I would have to rezone all of this, and I don't really want to do that right now. I'm just going to choose to ignore it. I'm just going to say, hey, we've got, like, I don't know, 50 coal in there, 92 coal in there. It's probably going to be enough for now, so let's just not sweat the small stuff, and instead let's focus on getting... There we go. There we go. Is that everything? These guys as well. Sure. Let's focus on getting everything else done in the meantime. We've also got this over here. This is a processor. It's basically an assembler. It would allow us to make anything that we want, really. A feastling bomb. It's a combat upgrade. I'm very, very curious. I really want to see how that actually ends up working. Let's get more... Do I not have... I've got... There we go. Let's do that there. How did you end up over here? I'm not actually sure. Okay, either way, we'll put you there. That's great. Let's grab some more miners. Thank you. And you know what? We can add that down to the hotbar down there. Cool. Alright, lots and lots of miners. So, these guys are going to be mining spores. Not spore pods, mind you. That's an entirely different thing. It's going to be... There we go. As we can see, the inserter is there waiting to drop things off. Then they are going to be taken over to the furnace, or the living forge, whatever the heck it's called. And in the living forge, they're going to be turned from spores into spore pods, which is kind of exactly what we are after. There we go. There we go. Looking good. Looking real good. Oh, I see. So they finish up here. And then are they going to spawn over here? No. No. Why? Very strange. Very, very strange indeed. Either way, you know what? Let's not worry about that right now. We don't need to worry about it. Let's get more miners down. Let's see what the next objective is. Let's see what's happening. Okay. There we go. Okay. This is research. Our objective is to place down a genetics chamber. Unlike depots, trail buffers don't retain references to workers. Movers pick up the closest trail buffer from their last burrow location. See, that's, I think, the problem here. So, similarly, fireflies are not bound to a single energy producer. Yeah. So that's what I think the problem is here. So they're finishing up. Yep, thank you. They're finishing up here, and then they're moving right across to here. Yep, that's great. They're finishing up here, and then they're moving across... Thank you. Thank you. They're finishing up here, then they're moving across to here. And then we need them to move back to here. So, I mean, maybe... Here's an idea. Here's an idea for you. If I was going to do another... Oh, no, 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 no. Not like that. Not like that. Like this. Is this big braining what I want to see happen? I mean... Can I even do this? I don't even know if this is a legal maneuver. I'll do it in 3 pieces. How about that? Or 4 pieces, even. It might be possible. I just had it there. It might be possible, but you know what? Let's not chance it. It's fine. Trail buffer. Yeah, so now, here to here. Hey, that's what I'm talking about. Look at that. That's great. Okay, so we've actually managed to create, like, quite a nice loop there. I'm pretty chuffed with that. That is looking good. Okay, so genetics chamber. This is basically our research lab. That is spore pods, iron bars, etc. Do I want these things back? No, not really, to be honest. I think I would like more iron miners, actually. Like, we're kind of low on the old iron miners. Look at this, by the way. This is properly working. This is working absolutely fantastically. Loads and loads of resources. Great. And if I'm sensible about where I put the movers on the sort of, like, big old loop here, then we can actually maybe make something work quite nicely. It is infuriating that I can't squeeze between those 2 buildings there, but that's okay. Let's have a little look-see here. 54 iron. Don't mind if I do. That is also not in the range of electricity power. So let's get that sorted. Fantastic. That looks great. That looks great. So yeah, I think this small worker bay, workers dispatched from the bay only work at nearby workstations. So I think that means that these 3 will constantly travel back up to the front, like up to the top over here. I think that's the vibe that I'm getting. Also, I don't really know what the point of all of these depots are. They're kind of just empty. I mean, if I put miners down here, will they work? I don't know. Either way, I'm getting distracted. Genetics chamber. Yeah, we need spore pods. We need iron gears. Let's just craft 1 by hand for now. 3 spore pods? Are you kidding me? Is that all I got? Oh, yeah, that needs to come out of there. There's no way that you need to be in there. That's cool. And then let's get you over there. And you should be... There we go. Appearing from there. Great, great. Is that... What do we got? We got anything in here? We got 5 spore pods. Really? After all that faff, we just have 5 spore pods. What I don't understand, right, is why are these inserters not constantly in their sort of, like, down position? Like, surely they should just be hanging over here like this one? Because it seems to me... Let's yoink this, and then let's quickly go back to working on the movers. It seems to me that, you know... You've got resources. You don't have resources. Okay, I take it back. You've got resources, but by the time that you get your... Yeah, by the time that you get your thingy, your grabber, into position, I don't think there's... Deposit slots, output. I don't know. I have no idea what that does. Input, fuel, etc. Yeah, by the time that you get your output out, you need to wait until the next one's down. So yeah, I think that's probably something that should change. I feel like it should just work a bit differently. Like they should just have them in the down position. But I mean, like, what do I know? Anyway, let's get the genetics chamber down. Let's bang that down right over there. Thank you very much. Place down another hatchery. Once the genetic code is finished sequencing, you'll find the hatchery recipe in the production tab. Excellent. So, what we can do is we can craft purple DNA blocks in this lab here. And it costs some spore pods, and it costs, well, it costs 4 iron bars and 1 spore pod. Let's just start. Now, the interesting thing is that we don't necessarily have to do the crafting in here, but there's a nice sort of like little internal buffer, and then after the internal buffer happens, it also does the researching. So it's a production facility and also a research facility. Now, we're working on hatchery. This is the tech tree. It looks very, very basic, doesn't it? Don't get me wrong. I don't think this is the best looking tech tree that I've ever seen in my gosh darn life, but hey-ho. Anyway, hatchery. The birthing pools awaken. Nutrient-rich fluid stirs with life as the hive begins sprawling larvae, or spawning larvae, which are seeds for every future limb and fang. We've also got lights. We've also got logistics. Small workers bay. That is what I want to get, so that I can actually control, or at least control to some degree, where the heck my workers are going to be operating from. How am I doing for movers? Yeah, I'm not doing too badly for movers, actually. Let's plonk this down over here, and then let's see if I can try and get A wooden chest. Yeah, let's nab a wooden chest, because I can't do anything else. I need some more iron for a grabber. You know, I'm gonna yoink you. Sorry, buddy. Sorry. I just want to make sure that I can go have a little bit of a little bit of a buffer at the other side so that we can make a few more than just 5 at a time. Makes sense to me anyway. Makes sense to me. How's this looking? This is not looking too shabby. Not looking too shabby. Let's deploy a whole bunch of these movers right over here, because this is, of course, our trail buffer. Our trailhead, if you'd like. So we got 100... See, I just feel like this just doesn't work as it should. Yeah. Very strange. And we still don't have any workers working at this depot here. That is very, very weird. But you know what? I'm okay with that. It's fine. Of all of the big deals in the world, that is not a big deal. Either way, let's go and grab a few more spores. I've got 3 spore pods? Seriously? So we got 15 spore pods here. Got 15 spore pods here. 7 here. 10 here. And 14 there. Yeah, see, the output just doesn't really work as well as I think it should. Definitely, if we have more, then that allows us to do a lot more unloading more quickly, which is great. Oh, interesting. It looks like they finished spawning here and went straight to this location. It looks like occasionally a worker decides to pop up here, but occasionally they decide to go there. Maybe I've inadvertently broken the system there. Either way, let's not worry about it. I think we only need 1 more bit of DNA. Might, if I'm unlucky, need one more singular piece. I'm gonna remove this. It's annoying me, and it's stopping me from getting here. Holy cow, this area is working perfectly. It's because we got a small worker bay right there. That's what I need. That's what I need for this loop. Yeah, we're gonna need to change that. I mean, absolutely categorically need to change that. But I also probably just need more movers as well. A few more movers would be El Grando. Yeah, I also feel like this system is about to break down. Ooh, very close. I just about caught it. This system is almost breaking down. Yep. Let's see if I can try and get... Where are you going to end up? It's always a mystery where my workers are going to end up. Hey, look at that. I mean, if 50% of them are carrying 1 unit, then that's at least something. Okay, we finished with the hatchery research. That is phenomenal. I'm very chuffed with that. Let's have a little look. Hey, there we go. 4 spore pods and 4 synthetic skin. Synthetic skin is made from spore pods. So this is literally just spore pods coming out the wazoo. That's all we need. Loads and loads of spore pods. I may have to collect them manually, but who really cares? That's a price that I'm perfectly willing to pay. Where do I want to make the... Where do I want to build the hatchery? I should say. Where do I want to build it? I mean, I can build it maybe up here? I can build it basically anywhere, but I just want to make it not completely, you know, suck in the middle of nowhere. Either way, this is looking pretty darn good. Expand your workforce. Fine. Ironically enough, larva really isn't the issue here. Let's have a little look at the genetic tree. I think I want to try and get you. So I'm going to get logistics code. Primitive paths take form. The hive learns to burrow and branch, allowing movers to slip beneath or redirect flow with basic instinctive routing. Okay, I'll take it. And then I'll take this as well. And I do kind of like how you can at least do a sort of rudimentary queue. That's kind of cool. Now, what have we got here? Have I got all of the goodies needed to make this all happen? Yes, I do. And in fact, I will just let that go. We need way more fireflies, and I am inclined to swap my production over to fireflies after this one. Yeah, let's do fireflies right here. Add you, and that should be fine. The weak heart, yeah, I'm gonna need to get the weak heart. I'm gonna need to get the weak heart produced somewhere. We do have this I think it's called a processor. Yeah, it's called a processor. Pressing left alt toggles alt mode. Yep, absolutely. It's already talked about it. It's good. Yeah, I don't think we can make a processor at the moment. So this is literally our only processor, but it can do probably the most important recipe that I need to focus on right now is the weak heart, and that is 2 spore pods and an iron bar. So I'm going to pick you up. Let's just leave you here, just working away there. And then let's see if we can try and do a little bit of swarm trail. Try and come up this way. Nope. There we go. It was a good attempt. Good attempt. Come up this way. Marvelous. And this might... In fact, no, this will be fine because we've got the proper buffer over there. And then let's do this over here. Is this too cutesy? I guess we'll see in just a sec. Let's what am I looking for? Iron or spore? Or iron and spore, to be fair. I need iron and spore. Yoink, 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 yoink. Okay, good. Do I need a grabber? Yeah, I will need a grabber, but I'm gonna need to get that first, and then no, not a trail buffer. I don't need a trail buffer. I need regular old swarm trail. Yeah, that's what I need. So, I am going to try and buffer this. Let's do it. So we're going to buffer to here so that we can have some automatic. Let's go here. And do we need more? Yep, let's do it. Okay, so we can have hopefully these guys reset. So they'll go past here. They'll unload there, which will be a nice little buffer. We got loads of goods. We got loads of goodies. We need to get more movers onto this line, which I'll do. Also, I need more fireflies. Did I set this to fireflies? I'm not actually sure. Let me go and loop back to use corporate lingo there for a second. Sure, we'll throw in maybe not all of my spore pods. Also, the other thing that I would say is that being able to hold shift, or shift clicking for like half the stack would be really nice. When you right clicking to half the stack is really nice. Whereas at the moment when you right click, it's literally just 5. You just take 5 thingies out, and that's not really super handy. However, it's an early stage game. Let's get the fireflies into the mix, or the newly produced fireflies into the mix. Let's go and get some more swarm trail over here. I'm going to need to be very careful about how I do this. So that needs to go there. Believe it or not, we do have the power, I think. We do have the power, we just don't have the fireflies to come all the way over here and give us the juice exactly where we need the juice. Then this goes here, and let's see if we can try and do exactly the same or similar thing on the back side here. We'll do that into there, that into there. That is actually shockingly well planned, Potato, which is quite remarkable. There we go. And just want to go there. That's good. And our chest goes right in there. Okay, so it's a little bit of a space wasty situation, but that's okay. What we can also start to think about is an output and another one of these. And of course, that's going to mean that we need to get another one of these, but that's fine. Hey, look, at the moment, I'm not going to mess around with this too much, but what we can obviously do is a nice big belt all the way around the side to this molder, which we obviously only have one of at the present moment. I do want to change that, but, we might not have a choice. Ooh, I just did the research. Nice. Let's get... There we go. Let's get a few more of these bugs on the go, because we know that they can pick up resources, and we know that they're always going to consistently spawn from this worker bay. That is super handy. I absolutely love the worker bay. I want to get a worker bay literally right here, because it's just better for everyone. It's literally just better for everyone. Tell you what, though, I am, for the most part, really quite happy with how this is all coming together. It does look good. This needs a little bit more iron. I will throw more of my own iron into the mix. What's up with this? We need weak hearts. Did I set the recipe for weak hearts? I think I did. Let me just go and double check. I did not set the recipe for weak hearts. That is why I needed to check. Okay, 2 spore pods. Grand. This is the right place for it. Cool. And I will put the spore pods in here manually. There we go. And so that will give me weak hearts. They might not have the electricity needed to get them out, but that's okay. There we go. It's looking good. It's looking good. Let's get this spore into here. Still too many spore pods. Actually, way too many spore pods, to be honest. Way too many movers, just in general, but hey, it's working. It's working. It's absolutely working. Although, why did this decrease? Mover, max capacity. Ah, that's what we need. We need more. We need more than that. We need 10 here. We need 10. That's my issue. Gosh darn it. So yeah, we can assign different workers to have different numbers here. And we want to have basically 10 always working here. That's good. 2 on this small worker bay. I don't really care that much. Oh, yes. I would like the small worker bay. Yes, please. Let's do it. So that I can now start controlling exactly where my workers all go. That's great. This needs to be buffered. This is a disaster. I know it's a disaster. I know it needs to be buffered. I don't particularly care. Movers. Do I want to deploy any more movers? Let's go here. I mean, look. I do really like the whole sort of like trail buffer system. I think it's a really unique and interesting mechanic, to be honest. I mean, I'm trying not to rag on it because I actually do think it's really cool how you can kind of plan, right? Like, depending on where you have your trail buffer starting. And I've kind of, I mean, misplaced this, right? Misplaced this. Because this should be, I mean, this, ideally, if the trail finishes here, this should be the next closest area. Let me see if I can try and fix this, actually. I might be able to. I mean, if yeah, hold on. If I do something like this, I need to make it like over here. But you see, you can kind of like chain. It finishes here. It then goes to there. Now that's working way better, for the record. It's working a lot better. I don't know how you calculate the distance though. I mean, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, or what do it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 across. So we basically need to go up in the other direction to over here. I mean, it's not like impossible, to be fair, is it? But it needs to be closer to here, further away from here. Let's give this a shot. Let's give this a try. I mean, look. What have I got to lose? Nothing, really. There we go. So is that working? So if you retire from there, do you pop up here? I think so. It's not as elegant as just using a small worker bay, but you never know. Might actually work. I guess we'll have to see what happens when these movers come around here. There. That's definitely the closest one to there. And I hope that this is the closest one to here. I don't know, though. I don't think it's immediately obvious. Either way, let's get these goodies out of here, shall we? This is working. This is really, really working. Look at that. It's a whole bunch of hearts. That is a whole bunch of hearts. We got any spores in there? I'll take them. I'll yoink them manually just for now. And let's get this into there. Nice. Okay, so I need to get spores across here. And I need to get weak hearts. I've got the spores. I do not have the weak hearts. This is definitely working, by the way. This is definitely working. See, this is what I'm talking about. So now we don't necessarily need a... Now we don't need a worker hub, a small worker bay. That's really, really cool. I like that a lot. That is great. What I do need, however, is way, way, way more fireflies. And we obviously need to automate the worker manufacturing process. Let's get those fireflies down. And then the spore pods. How are we going to do this? Well, first of all, we're going to remove that hatching bay, which I think is... not actually necessary. I mean, the production time is 10 seconds. The consumption time is 10 seconds. I think that's the same for... I mean, I think we're okay here. Maybe I do need to get another hatching bay, but we can worry about that in a little bit. For now, let's think about how we're going to get these weak hearts around here. I think this is the perfect example of where we want to put a worker bay, because it's going to be like a really, really long range route, and I don't think that there's anything... I don't think there's any other way that we can do it, because if I put a trail buffer here, right? If I put a trail buffer here, then it is going to drag all of the units from here to there. I don't really want that. So yeah, let's wait until we've got the small worker bay up and running. What do we need? We need more iron. I will have more iron. I hope. Not much, maybe. But enough. But enough. It's good. It's very good. Yeah, definitely, first impressions, unbelievably positive. I think this is really, really good. I like it. If we want to get more genetics chambers, we absolutely can do that. The more, the merrier. We would be able to make everything go faster if we wanted to. Do I want to deploy some miners? I kind of do. Is there any specific area that I care about? Probably these guys, to be fair. Spores. I mean, I have a funny feeling that we need... I have a funny feeling that we've probably got, yeah, loads and loads and loads and loads and loads of spores in all of these depots. So that's probably where we should deploy our movers next. Is that my fireflies at the required limit? I think we're close. We might be 1 or 2 off. And what do you need? More spores? It's always more spores, isn't it? Always more spores. And they're not being carried around here, so they're just being buffered. In fact, they're not even being buffered. They're literally just being transformed as soon as... Yeah. Oh, you're not even within range. Oh, that's a big oversight. Well, no wonder you're not buffering the right things. I guess I'll just yoink from here. There we go. That's good. Definitely more movers on this loop, though. More movers on this loop. That is absolutely what is required. Let's stick 100 spores into here. I mean, it's 2 that are required, so should be fine. Yeah, this is looking real good. And we're about to finish up with this right now. Yes, please. Looking good. Looking real good. What can we get? What can we get? A red DNA block. Firefly carry amount. Ooh, I like that. Minor carry amount. Is there any upgrades? Fast grabber accelerates the swarm's reflexes. Grabbers act with heightened urgency, delivering items faster to match the hive's growing hunger. Hive sprouts thoughts. Simple brains develop guide to motions, process signals, and support rudimentary instinct-driven behavior. I have no idea what that means. Basic processors. Oh, the processor is kind of useful. That could be good. Is there an upgrade for movers, maybe? Defense? Speed module? I'm interested in that. I'm very interested in that. This costs red DNA, and I don't know what red DNA costs to make, so we're not gonna worry about that. Molder, we've already got. A long grabber. Well, I can guess what a long grabber means. The hive hardens its core. Iron forges sear faster, accelerating the conversion of raw matter into usable components for the growing swarm. Also requires red. I'm not in love with anything here. The hive arms itself with venom. I like this idea a lot. I don't know what the enemies are going to be doing. Let's get the, I don't know. Let's just get the... Oh, but they cost 75. I mean, that seems like such a waste. You know what? Forget this. Cancel sequencing. Do mechanization. And then do brains after that. I don't know what brains are going to lead to, but we'll roll with that. I think there are enemies over here. Down in the bottom right. I don't know what that means for us. Can we have a little gander over there? Aha. Yes, this is the Factorio sort of stuff. A brute spawner. I don't want it to go too close because I don't really know what to expect. Okay. Well, that's not really what I want to deal with. So I'm just going to leave. And then I'm going to just try and hopefully make sure that my My experience does not... Oh, this is a nice map. I like this map. It looks really, really crispy. Oh, yeah, look at that. Oh, that is a very, very nice map. Ooh, that felt good. That felt really good. It feels very, very weird to say, but that is a nice map. Anyway, what am I doing? Hatchery-wise, fine. I really want to rework this, to be honest. I want to rework this. Yeah. But the boil chambers... I mean, it's good that the boil chambers are central. Maybe I could remove the molder and take the molder somewhere else. Yeah. Also, hold on. I need a small worker bay. They cost 20 iron, so they're quite a lot. A basic splitter. Aha. Okay. A short tunnel. Right, so for going underground and stuff. Don't think I really need that right now. I'll take the worker bay, though, because that will allow me to much more accurately sort of set what I want where. And then we need to think about what we're going to do. Here's what I think we're going to do. We're going to take you up. We're going to take you up. And then we are going to buffer you here. There we go. It looks a little bit funky, but it is working. And then let's cut you out of the picture. Let's get this... this here. Sure. Let's get a grabber here. This is the very weird way of doing things, but it's okay. Make sure that you are powered as well. There we go. Good. And you're connected quite closely, so I don't think we should have too many issues there. In fact, we should get the remainder of our fireflies out. That's good. That's what I'm talking about. Let's get you powered. Let's make sure that you've got a recipe. That's great. So, next thing. I need swarm trail. Not swarm trail buffer. Right. Build as much of this as I possibly can. And then let's also grab... Ugh, I need more iron. Yeah, annoying. I need more iron. But what I'm thinking is that we want to be taking the goods round to here. That's currently my thought process. How are we doing? We're actually not doing so hot on the old iron front. Here's how we're going to adjust that. This is going to be not going to be a great decision, but capacity, we can say mover. Hey, we want 12 right here. At the moment, that just means that stuff that retires from elsewhere in the factory is gonna go over there. That's okay. It's not the ideal case scenario for now, but yeah, we got lots and lots of iron here, and it all needs to get moved across. So let's make sure that it does get moved across. So the other bit of the jigsaw I need is, let's build lots of those. Let's build a trail buffer here. Can I load up directly onto the trail buffer? I feel like this is a recipe for disaster, so let's be careful about how we do this. Let's go here. And then here. Yep. Up. Is that gonna work? Is this gonna work? This feels... this feels like a really, really classic potato factory builder action right here. This is a good old bit of spaghetti belt. It's good to know that even in a game without belts, you can still have, or I can still create a spaghetti mess. That's fine. That's fine. Look, this is the larva over here. Why am I manufacturing the larva down here? I don't know. Don't ask questions. Don't ask questions. I'm not even worried about it. Let's get rid of you. Let's get rid of you. Let's go this way. Cool. And nice. Where do I want to build? I'd like to build maybe in here, actually. To be fair, because it has spores from here. Yeah, you know what? Let's place down our first small worker bay right here. Let's say, no, we do not want 50. We don't want 50 movers. We want, I don't know, 10 movers. We want 10 movers. I think that is going to be plenty. Yeah, I think that is going to be plenty. But I think if we have one of those small worker bays, then we need to basically have every single route with a small worker bay. Otherwise, it's kind of just a recipe for disaster. There we go. I will definitely run out of resources here, but it's okay. Tell you what, though. This is looking great. We got 129 hearts. 49 bits of iron in here. Well, it just so happens that I need to yoink the iron. Once we get this system set up, I'm actually kind of optimistic, to be honest. Kind of optimistic. I want to see this splitter as well. It takes quite a lot of iron to make the thing, but once we do have it up and running, it should be all right. Okay, let's get the molder right into here. Yep. And let's just put this right over here. We don't have to really sort of think about the consequences of doing this at the moment. What do I need? I need spore pods, larvae, and weak hearts. Basically, that's it. I need to start producing the movers first. That is absolutely the first thing that I need to do. And then here we're gonna get the. Don't make this at home, kids. This is not something that you should be doing. This is, I mean, it's not illegal. It's just very inefficient. Right. There we go. And come on. Okay. Also, the rotation does not work like you think it would work. Right. Can you pick that up there? Yes, you can, but I need more flippin' wood. I need more flippin' wood in order to link this all up. And I would probably imagine that given my fireflies are quite far away. There we go. Get more of these. I imagine that my fireflies are quite far away. I'm probably going to need to get more of them to supply everything. Otherwise, we will have some annoying issues. Either way, I'm glad that I'm doing this, because I do think this is going to enable... Let's go here and here. I do think this is going to... Oh, maybe I don't need more fireflies, actually. I do think this is going to enable way more efficient production. Put it that way. You know what? I'm going to come out this way. That's a bad idea, Potato. Come out instead up here. Yeah, for reasons of inserter stuff over there. Either way, how's that looking? It's not looking too bad. Drop off a little bit more juice. Great. No energy? Come on. Come on. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Nice. And so actually, they don't have to burrow very far to get back over here. That's not too shabby. That is not too shabby at all. That's nice. So they'll get sent back. They'll go around here. They'll go around here. Then they'll go from here to here. And then they'll go back to there. That's kind of the vibe. However, what that does mean is it does mean that I'm going to need to get one of the small worker bays right at the start here. Although, actually, tell you what, if you disappear from there, yeah, you appear there. Huh. So, weirdly, this is kind of loopy. And I don't mean crazy. I mean, like, legitimately, it kind of looks like a loop. And it kind of works like a loop. Oh my goodness, we are absolutely maxed out on resources here. I need way more movers. I need billions more movers. So it's a good thing that I'm working on them right now. How's this looking, though? This is looking fine. Yeah, I need more iron for the small worker hub, small worker bay thing. Yep, we will yoink that, yoink that. Small worker bay, that will be perfect. I really want to experiment with that splitter as well. What am I working on at the moment? The processor? Okay, we'll get there. That's fine. Let's get this in here. Let's say movers. Let's have 50 is far too many. I don't know. 12 seems like a perfectly reasonable number. It seems fine. Also, I wonder. I mean, you can say minor, firefly, etc. If I get another one of these, if I set another worker mover hub up here, how does this work with fireflies? So if I say firefly, I don't know, 10. If we say we want to have 10 fireflies working in this area, does that mean that 10 fireflies are gonna come to the area and, like, give us what we need? That would be great. I also wonder, can I get like a stop point? Because if I could get like a little, you know, say, hey, let's wait until you're full. Also, I need to get this filled there, so that at least we get 2. But you can see what I'm saying here. If we had like a little point that said, hey, stop until you're full, you're fully juiced. This is just, it's just crazy to me that like you can go past, and then we have to wait for another one to come past before we can actually get the drop off. That's a little bit ridiculous. So it's like 1 to trigger and then 1 to spend. It's just very inefficient. Yeah. Not a fan. Not a fan of that mechanic. Not a fan of that mechanic. That being said, what can I say? It's working. It's working. We are automating. We do not have that many larvae, but that's okay. How many hearts do we have? Oh, look at this. We got loads and loads of fireflies that are just hanging around here. Okay, well, I'm going to take this up. That was a good little test. I don't actually want to keep all the fireflies in this vicinity. That's fine. More movers. Let's just, you know what? Let's just empty them up into the big old pool. Don't really know where they're going to go. Some of them are going to go over here. Some of them are going to go over here. That's fine with me. I'm all right with that. We need more miners as well. Do I want to get a second one of these? Thing is, this is... I think we do, you know. I think we do. I can take this back. I can take this back as long as I move the trail buffer to, like, somewhere over here. Yeah. So, okay, I'm going to move the trail buffer. Yep. Move this out of here. Yep. This might not end up working out, but we're going to give it a shot anyway. So that's going to go over there. Fine. And you know what? Even if it doesn't work out, all I need to do is just grab one of these. Do I not have the spores? I do not have the spores, apparently. Wowzers. That is absolutely not great. But I do have some of the spores in here, so psych. Just kidding. We've got all of what we need. So this goes here. Oh, there was stuff spawning here. This needs... To be fair, this does actually need, like, quite a lot. So let's say mover... I'm going to say 30, to be honest. This is a big, really, really important route for us. So let's leave that there. And to be honest, if I've got that thing on the front, we really don't need any of this. Because we can just say, hey, you'll just work with the system that we have in place here. Yeah, there we go. Great. Mover. 30. Kraken. Amazing. And then we will throw down 2 more movers. Just for the sake of it. Hope that that works out. You are working with 10. I think you can maybe go down to like 8. To be honest. Yeah, cut back a little bit. Should be fine. And are we seeing anybody come onto this one here? We got 8 that are idle. Don't know why that's the case. There's idle stuff over here, but it's fine. I think we've got the numbers to make it all work, but maybe I don't. Maybe I need to deploy some more. There we go. How about that? That any better? Oh, it's not a trailhead. Of course, it's not a trailhead. There we go. Trail buffer. Much better. Perfect. Now it'll work absolutely perfectly. Great. And then this route isn't going to be completely overflowing. That's what I'm talking about. That's really good. Okay, so that's great. Happy with that. And let's see if we can try and utilize one of these splitters right in here. Boom. So we're going to basic split. Let's see if we can split up here. I love it. I love the fact that the game just allows you to build on top of existing infrastructure. That's really good. Now, let's see what other monstrosities I can create. So, I need a molder. Do I have molders? Have I not got a flipping molder? I don't have a molder yet. My research, I've completely forgotten about my research. I was so engrossed in... I was so engrossed in automation that I completely forgot my molders. Well, that's okay. Thankfully, it won't take too long at all. That'll be the processor, which is good. And then we can get the molder. So... not enough ingredients. That requires more iron. Got any iron in this chest? You bet we do. Tell you what, though. It's looking real swell. We're producing a plentiful amount of resources here. This is looking great. And hold on. Molder. Where's my molder? Molder. It's here. Well, we're working on the brain, so it's fine. We're working on the brain. We'll get that molder done soon. It's fine. It's fine. But basically, what I want to do is I want to stick it right in here, if it's all possible, and we can figure it out. We can make it work. This is looking properly great, to be honest with you. This is looking amazing. This is looking really, really good. We got lots and lots of coal in here. I have no idea what happens when the coal runs out, because I have no solution to resupplying this area with coal. But that feels like a future potatoes problem. So let's get more movers into the mix. I think that there's definitely like a sweet spot where you've got an amount of movement, but also you're not overdoing it too much. We need about another 60 movers. I think we can work with that. Yeah, I think that's fine. So yeah, this is going to perpetually... This molder is perpetually going to be working on movers because they are the most basic things to make. And then the next molder that I'm going to make, which is going to be after the basic brain, is going to go right here. And that is going to be on miners. I don't really need any more fireflies at the moment. I think we're pretty much okay without them. This is looking great. This is looking so darn good. It's a busy belt, but it's a good belt. It's busy in a very, very good way. So that's us just done with basic brain. What am I looking for? I'm looking for the molder right over here. Let's begin sequencing that. It's only going to be 15... What is it? 15 cubes? Should not be too much. There we go. We throw that in there. Boom. Maybe I get another genetic lab, to be honest. I haven't really... Sorry, genetics chamber. Yeah, I've not really done very much with the genetics chamber. I've just kind of, like, you know, sort of like left it and forget it. I could even stick down a wooden buffer chest, like, next to it. Maybe not the craziest idea in the world. Let's do this in there. Yes, I know you're not going to have any juice, but that's fine. Get you there, that there, and that there. Yeah, that'll do. That'll do fine. And then as soon as it's charged up, which should take no time at all... Great. And we're going to get that molder done in double time speed now. This is looking great. I am so chuffed with how this little factory, this insect factory is coming together. Let's just add a whole bunch of additional units to the mix. That takes us up to 122 out of 160. That's grand. And then the molder, going right here, should get us the miners that we need. And I think this is the last little bit of progress that we need. Come on. Come on. Come on. I think that's it. There we go. It was a bit weird, but that's fine. Let's go... I don't know. Let's go acid pod, maybe? Maybe the acid pod? Don't mind the idea of an acid pod. 75 seems like too many. Deeper understanding of motion. Tunnels stretch farther. Splitters gain precision. Let's go long grabber, shall we? It's only 25 of the thingies that we're after, so that would be good. Let's now get the molder. Beautiful. Should be able to get that done and dealt with real quick. Maybe I want to build a boil chamber up here, to be fair. Maybe that's something that we want to get. Unsure. Undecided. So, molder, let's get this in here. Yeah, you know what? I'm not even going to bother buffering. I think we'll just unload directly from the thing. Whatever the thing is. The bug. So, what else do I need? I need larva, and the larva is going to come in. You know what? Let's also just split the larva like we did. There we go. Like we did the other root. That goes in there. That goes in there. We need to make sure that it's set to miner. And let's get this there, and then hopefully we should see some fireflies coming real quick to juice this entire area up. And then that means we just need the iron. Wait, I don't need spores for this. I do not need spores for this. What do I need spores for? I need spores for fireflies. That's annoying. That is very annoying. Well, you know what? Let's make fireflies here. Let's make fireflies here. It's fine. It's fine. We're just gonna we're gonna replan where we want the resources to be. This feels like a very, I mean, truly, this feels like a totally unscalable situation. This is not good. This is not good vibes. Also, why are my fireflies not operating? We don't have a flippin' thingy on the end of the thingy here. Oh, that's not great. Not great at all. Right, I want to say we need 30. We need 30 movers right over here. Do I have any movers in my inventory at the moment? No. Let's yoink all of these. This is why you buffer, kids. This is why you buffer. There we go. Much better. Yeah, you know what? I should just buffer it. Let's ditch you. I don't care about the miners. Let's just... So yeah, we want to have that there. We want to have that there. We want to offload into a chest. We want to offload into a chest. Offload into a chest there. Go. And that goes in there. That can yoink there. And that goes in there. Cool. It's a little bit funky, I'll grant you. But I hope it should be enough to get me going. This is... Okay, we've reached a blockage moment. This is... This is not good. It's a blockage moment entirely because of power, I would hasten to add. But that's okay. I think it's going to solve itself. So, you know what? You know, as per, I'm not going to sweat the small stuff. I'm just going to choose to move right along. This is going to go right in here. And this way... Look at that. It's actually... That almost looks planned. But if we do this, then we basically get 2 of the 3 components. Just like that. We've got a splitter thingy here already. And yep, as soon as we return to full power, we should have no issues making all of this work. And that's going to go there. And yep, once again, I'm just going to buffer. I'm literally just going to buffer on the line here. And you are going to go make miners. That's going to be hearts from here, which we've got. Iron from here, which we've got. And larva from here, which we are going to wait for. And that's going to go... It's going to go there. Going to need to get a few more just to make sure that it all works out. Yeah, but there's definitely a big old delay. Things can really go down. Things can break if power goes down, which I'm not a fan of. That is not super hot. Let's grab a few more boil chambers. What do I need more? Iron. I need 90 iron. Holy cow, that is a lot of iron. Okay, so maybe I can't get... I mean, I will be able to get more boil chambers, but maybe I can't get as many as I would like to just kind of spam out into the world. We need to be a bit more sort of tactical about that. We not have coal? Oh, we do not have coal ore. Wait, what? Do I need to put the coal through a furnace in order to get coal? Let's have a little look. Yeah, living forge. I need unprocessed spores for. Let's try this. I wonder if that's why my operation is so inefficient, because it is literally supposed to be... Aha. Yeah, look at that. Well, that's something. That is something. I did not know that. And I presume that if we burn coal, we either get more power or... Well, we must just get more power. I mean, on that basis, To be fair, I don't really care about the... I don't really... It doesn't really matter to me. I probably just need more engines to charge up the power, and then I just need to make sure that my engines don't go down. If I do that, we'll probably be alright. Yeah. I guess. So that's going to go there. This is going to go here. That's fine. And then, as soon as we are done with this, we're just going to throw that in there. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to just choose to not care about the fact that I can reprocess coal ore into coal. And we're just going to choose to not worry about that. There we go. And I'm going to add 100 coal in there, just for good measure. And I'll add a little bit more coal into that one as well. A little bit more coal into here as well. That's good. Okay. Okay. This is good. This is good. A semblance of organization has re-emerged. This is great news. We are happy about this. Starting to look a little bit less awful. I need to make sure that I'm buffering the output of all of these. I don't know how I'm going to get weak hearts over here. Probably with a little route. But it's working, and that's the main thing. We have a system that is working, and that is what I like. Even with all of the little power issues, etc., it is working. Oh, holy cow. Did that just... Oh, that's so that output, and it immediately burrowed. Oh, that is so cool. Oh, that is so cool. Okay, so we ditch that then, and then we just literally leave this open so that every time a new mover is built, it just immediately gets to work. How cool is that? Oh, that's so sick. That's so sick. Oh, that is amazing. I love it. I absolutely love it. There we go. And then up to 157. And miners, we're going to be, what, we need 32 more? That's it. That is so sick. You know what? I will add those fireflies manually. How are we doing for hearts? Not too shabby. We need to get ourselves a buffer. We can add a buffer there. And then we'll do this here. I kind of like the fact that... these are like little train carriages. I think that's so sick. There we go, and there we go. Is that good enough? I think that'll work, you know? Yeah, because they don't disappear until they've had their fill. They've had their stuff removed, their cargo removed. That is nice. Okay, take that out of there. And put these into here. Yeah, so basically, as long as we have power, which we should now have much more consistently because I've actually buffered this properly. Like I've done a proper factory setup here. Buffered this area properly. It works like an absolute charm. This is the most pointless redundant belt that I think I've ever seen built, because there's just absolutely no reason that it needs to exist, I suppose, because I could just build the hatcheries up here. But I mean, it's a little fun, isn't it? It's a little fun. Speaking of hatcheries, I have basically just tripled the larva usage. So I am gonna build some more hatching pools. I have got enough for one. That's fine. We'll throw... I don't know. Yeah, let's throw like another one in there. Also, I feel like this number should be larger. 12 movers? Nah. Let's go 30. 30 is my new default. 30's my new default. Let's throw that in there. You go here. Because if I do that... A long grabber? Nice. I don't think I will need to use that. But it's okay. It's so annoying that I can't get through there. Yeah, let's go and grab the stuff from here. Great. I love these little buffer chests that are just sort of chilling around. 130 iron in there. Love to see it. Let's grab 2 more. Get a few more belts. Nice. Should I use the white lamp? Thankfully, there's no, like, day-night cycle here. Which I am... I absolutely... can't stand day-night cycles, to be honest. I think they're really, really bad for making videos. Or at least, I prefer not to deal with them. Right, so that goes there. This goes here. And then That there. That there. That's looking not too bad. That's looking not too bad. Let's get a little bit more power network coverage. That's working. That's absolutely working. Oh, that is so sick. I just love it. The number is just continuing to increase, which is great. This is really, really good. Okay, let's set the red block DNA up. We'll set that as the next objective. I could buffer this stuff here, couldn't I? I really could. That would make my life much easier. But you know what? I'm going to choose not to. I'm going to choose not to. That there, that there. And let's go 69. Nice. Iron into that facility. A little bit more into there. Great. Cool. All right. I think that's going to get us the red block DNA real quick, to be honest. Don't know why nobody's refilling this area over here, but I don't think it'll really matter. We're in a really, really good place. Loads and loads of resources are being moved across here. This is great. 5 fireflies. Aha. You see, video game. That's what I want to do. Look at that. Immediately right out into the world. Probably shouldn't have done that because these being backlogged meant that more was going to go over to this molder over here. But, I mean, who really cares? Red DNA block. I figured out... Well, I've researched it. Speed module. Host gains slight agility, moving through the hive structures more efficiently. Is that going to allow me to sneak through the buildings? I would very much like that. Let's get the acid pod. I want to see what that is like to play around with. I also don't know what... I don't know what these little patches that sort of pop into existence are actually for. Yeah, so this is a mover and a grabber. Well, I've automated movers. I've not automated grabbers. How do I automate grabbers? I suppose I could just make them manually. I could make the red pods manually. Iron bars, iron gear wheels, and spore pods. I mean, spore pods are coming through here. How many spore pods are here? Actually, none. What about a tunnel? I mean, we do have a tunnel to use. We do have a tunnel to use. This is nice. Let's increase this to, I don't know, like 30. 30's the new 10. 30 is the new 10 for all of the worker bays. We want to have at least 30 workers on every route. That is it. Cool. Great. Happy with that. You know what? I think we're going to do... I think we're going to do some... There we go. Oh, look, that was so quick. That was really quick. What do I want? Defense? Firefly carry amount. Let's do Firefly carry amount. That's fine. So what I want to do is I want to make grabbers over here. Spore pods are going to be a little bit of a challenge for us to make, but that's okay. I'm going to just focus on getting one automated, and if I can get one automated, that would be fine. We need to take... we need to split this. Did I build splitters? Yeah, I did. We need to build a splitter here. We need to go this out this way. Let's get a processor right in there. Let's go make a few more grabbers. Perhaps for the last time manually. You never know. Just kidding. I'm pretty certain that we're going to need to make lots more manual grabbers in the future, but that's okay. And then here we need to make gears, if I'm not mistaken. So we make gears, and then I guess we buffer gears at the other side, because that's a sensible factory building thing to do. Then we need another processor, and I'm going to yoink these. Another processor, and then in this processor... Oh, I see. We can now make a basic brain. Oh, that's cool. Acid projectile, acid pod. It's very expensive, though. Holy cow, it's very expensive. Yeah, so we build this right here. And then we get another splitter. We're in deep to the split game. And we go up here. Do I... Actually, you know what? I actually just kind of want to do... You know what? No, actually, let's do this. Let's do splitters up here. And then we'll turn... Yeah, turn here. Come across. And then stay on the surface for this. A few more manually assembled grabbers. That goes in there like so. You get told to make a grabber. And that should be everything that we need, apart from... I need more wood. Yeah, we need spores, and spores I'm going to get from over here on a tunnel somehow. Actually, maybe I can use the long grabbers over here. Maybe that's a good use case for them. Let's try that. I wonder if there's... I don't think there's a way for me to grow trees nearer my base of operations. Because every time I have to come out here and destroy trees, it's a little bit annoying. But it's okay. Yeah, 5, 10, that'll do. And build that there. Yeah, nice. That's a quick little refuel stop. That's real good. So, then I want you to come over here. Yeah, and that looks a little bit crazy, but here's what I'm going for. I'm utilizing the brand new tunnel feature, which is not really brand new. And in fact, I've just not used it before. But I'm going to build it, and let's see how it works. So we go down to where? Do we need to build 2 tunnels? Is that what we need to do? Not enough ingredients, of course. Of course I don't have enough ingredients. Never have enough ingredients. Yeah. So do we need 2 tunnels then? Is that how it works? Does it work that way? Yeah, that's exactly how it works. Okay, that's kind of cool. That's kind of cool. I like that. I dig it. Very happy. Let's get a long-armed grabber. Long grabber, whatever it's called. And that's looking pretty good. That is looking real good. So then that's going to... Oh, yeah, need to get that in there. That should be everything, right? That should absolutely be everything. Sweet. And it's quick as well. It happens really quickly. So from there... I mean, I kind of did make this as a... You know, a scalable system. Although... Where on earth we output it, I don't know. I don't know where we output from this facility here. That's going to be lots of grabbers, and that's great and all. But I'm going to need to get another processor, which I will get. And then I need to combine the movers, which are going to be coming from here, right? Yeah, I don't think I need any more movers. I got 232 movers. That's a bit much. That's a bit too many movers. Bit too many movers. And I don't have enough miners. Why are the miners not going into the ground? Oh, the miners, they're just standing there. Incredible. They're probably at capacity. I guess every single depot on the map is at capacity. Wow. It's kind of cool. Yeah, even these have got worker buffer too. That's quite incredible. Okay, you know what? That's fine. I've sorted the situation out. As long as we're able to buffer a few more, that should be grand. Let's go and figure out what we're gonna do here. I mean, maybe I just try and cheat the system a little bit. And instead of caring about scalability, I just pop 2 of these bad boys down. Let's just all magically pretend. Yeah, I never meant to scale this out this way. I always meant to put this here. That's always what I meant to do. Oh, we don't need this, do we? We need a... What am I talking about? We need labs. Yeah. 1 lab, 2 lab. What's the other resource that we need? Is it iron? Of course it's iron. It's always flipping iron that we need. There we go. Second one of you. And that goes there. That goes there. Nice. Red. And red. And then, how on earth are we going to get the movers all the way over here? It's the question of the century. I'm going to need to get a trail buffer. Lots of these. And at least 2 tunnels. And then the remainder, swarm trails. Also, why do I have you in my inventory? I'm not quite sure. So, let's get the buffer here. And then... I guess we go up. We go tunnel. Up to there. I think that's actually the only tunnel that we'll need. Right here. There's going to be just quite a lot of... that's not the... It's not even... Not even the right flipping machine. This is not the right machine. We do not need that. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Okay, that's a bit of a problem. I did not anticipate that. Okay. Yeah, if we have too many, they will just not work. Right, that goes there. And then up here. How about that? Okay, that's good. That's good. It works. So we can load the little things, the little bugs onto the back of the other bugs. Oh, that totally works. Okay, we don't even have to have a fancy corner. It'll just corner appropriately. That is kind of nice to note. There we go. And then we want to basically come down all the way here. Yep. So something like this. Nice. Yeah, okay. I was kind of tiptoeing around fancy corners, but that's great that that is not actually necessary. The great news about these buildings is that we don't actually need an output. That is good. Get rid of you. Great. Get rid of you as well. No, there we go. That's much better. Look at that. Look at that. We're doing it. We're doing it. Firefly carry amount. Did kind of forget about the fact that we do still need the purple blocks, but that's okay. That's fine. It's fine. Not worried about it. Let's grab these miners and let's just place them into the world. You know what? They can just chill there for a little while. I'm not that bothered. I just want to get the mission done. See if there is another mission. Have 2 personal speed modules in your inventory. Yeah, I think the speed modules might be... Speed modules, 50 and 50. You know what? Cancel this. Cancel this and begin sequencing here. We need 50 red and 50 purple. Yeah, what do I need for the purple stuff again? It's literally just iron bars and spore. Well, we've got the... Oh, we don't have spores coming in. Yeah, we do have spores coming in. And we've got iron bars right over here. Okay, well, you know what? When life gives you spores, you make sporinade. I'm gonna place 2 of these genetic labs up here, and we are going to use the full range of grabbing capability that we have in order to make this work. Let me guess, I need more iron? Oh, I need more iron. Who could have seen that one coming, eh? What the heck is that? A module panel. Ooh, is that new? I think that is new. Right. Long-armed. Yep. And... Can I make this work, actually? Yeah, I can. I just need to put 1 at either side. That's fine. It's not exactly the prettiest thing in the world, but it will work. And then this needs to get extended by 1. Great. And then that recipe gets selected. That recipe gets selected. Bada bim, bada boom. I think suddenly everything should work. Yeah, that's perfect. How's this all looking? It's not looking too bad. It's not looking too bad at all. Are you okay? Are you okay? What's the issue here? You're out of fuel. This is going to start to happen a bit more regularly, I would suspect. I probably should try and rectify that. But the good news is... it's working. It's legitimately working. And dare I suggest, perhaps a very bold plan to get a few more facilities up and running. That'd be kind of great. I could get another one there, another one there. I won't say no. Over here, over here. What's gonna happen here? It just gets to the end. That's what we love to see. Okay, very cool. And can I yoink this? Yep, I will yoink those, and I will yoink those, and I will yoink these. Oh, it's getting dark. Oh, I was so hopeful that the day-night cycle would not be implemented yet. Okay, that can go there. Is that still going to work? Are we going to get attacked in the night? It could very well happen. I'm gonna need to get... I'm gonna need to get some form of light so that I can see what the heck I'm doing here. There we go. There we go. Nice. And... Excuse me. There we go. Nice. It's going to be a little bit better. We still need way more iron production, to be honest with you. Like, a lot more iron production. Remove all of this, because we're never going to scale up this way anyway, so who cares? Yeah, a little bit more iron production would not be the worst thing in the world. Speed module production is well underway. I'm going to need to get... Going to need to use so much of my flippin' lumber in order to make this actually bright enough to see. There we go. There we go. This is not an issue that you'll have, you know, like playing this game at home. It's just for making videos. It's just because of the YouTube compression or whatever. He says, pretending he knows what that means. It just looks... Games just look worse in the dark. Games just look worse in the dark. What can I say? Yeah, so issue primarily still is iron. We're really struggling to get the amount of iron that we need. That being said, we got loads and loads and loads and loads and loads of raw iron ore coming through. We could probably look to get more production, more iron production. And you know what? It wouldn't actually be the craziest thing in the world to do, because all we need to do is split it here. Then we bring this out this way. Go, and then basically just down this entire area here. Just get me lots of living forges. I don't really know what I'm going to do for power. It might be a sort of case of manual power situation. Might just power them manually. Yoink that. We need... Oh, we got so much coal ore. I mean, the coal ore from, like, literally, like, 2 depots is way more than we'll ever need. And if this coal ore, as I suspect it does, or sorry, full coal, burns more efficiently than coal ore, then, I mean, we're golden, really. We're absolutely golden. Give me 2 more of these. That's better. That's much better. Okay, living furnaces. I would like here, 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 here. Have I got grabbers? I actually do have grabbers in my inventory now. Very satisfying to see. Nice, 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 nice. Ooh, almost made it. Very, very close. Right. Yoink you. Yep. And put those 2 guys down as well that I'd clearly been hoarding. Yeah, what's the issue? Why are my movers not operating as they should here? Did I not set this to be 30? I'm sure I set this to be like 30. Mover, 12. Nope. There we go. That's much better. Much, much better. And you know what? Let's throw a whole bunch more movers into the mix here. We need a very, very consistent supply. Also, literally all of the 12 are just sitting around here doing nothing, which of course will get changed very, very soon. There. There. And there. This is such an inefficient way of doing power. I mean, I'm going to need to get way more cables around the other side. But that's okay. That's fine. Right, I need a swarm trail buffer. And then I need... Probably don't actually need any more swarm trail. There we go. Remove you. That goes back there. And I think we just need to get, you know, the output over here. Yeah, nice. What do I need? More wood? Oh, goodness sake. Well, the wood has been secured. Let's make a few more of these needle spires. How's my research coming along? It's not bad, actually. It's not bad at all. It's definitely coming together. Let's yoink that. Yoink that, because it's just way easier to yoink him from here. I think this is going to make a huge difference, actually. Did I put down a buffer here? Swarm trail. I need a trail buffer right there. And to be honest, after they expire from here, they could just come and visit this area. Oh, I need coal. I need coal. Let's get... You know what? Let's just get 5 bits of coal for now. 5 bits of coal in each of these places. Yeah. I wonder if there's like an electric furnace planned. Or, well... Yeah, I guess it would be an electric furnace still. But something that doesn't actually require coal. That'd be pretty darn handy. Alright, let's go here, 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 and here. And pop that right over there. What do you know? It's working. It's working. Let's get this in there, that in there. And logistics-wise, we're going to need small worker bay. Do we need more iron? Yep, of course we do. The day of the week ends with Y. Of course we need more iron. That goes there. And movers. I don't know, like 20 maybe? I don't know how this is going to work. This is going to be kind of weird. Is it going to join the main sort of like route, or is it going to... It's like getting into traffic. You just edge forward. Slowly, 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 but surely. Hey, it's working. It's working. Yeah, this is not looking too shabby, to be honest with you. Let's get some more. Let's get some more thingies over here as well, so that we can restore a little bit more iron to the mix. A fast inserter right now would be absolutely amazing. Chef's kiss would be really, really good, but I don't think that we can really afford it. That's backlogged over there. Am I okay with that? Yeah, I'm okay with the backlog over there, to be fair. That's okay. Let's get... Oh, you know what I can do? I can just start, like, double, maybe triple boosting these. There we go. Yeah, literally just, like, throwing as many inserters, outserters, etc. into the mix as possible. I think they all are already covered with electricity coverage, so that's great. Because, yeah, we got, like, 93... I mean, we got loads. We got loads of resources in here. Go. There we go. Look at that. That's going to work. That's going to work like an absolute flippin' dream. Apart from that one, or that one, or that one. Why? You want to... Does that work better? Does that maybe work a little bit better? Miner-wise? Yeah, I think that's a bit better. I mean, we still are at max capacity here, but that's okay. Do I need to rotate you? I think I need to rotate you. Yeah, that's better. Okay, that one will just not work, but I guess we need to keep the entrance free. Honestly, completely fair. Fair, 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 fair. That's all connected. That's good. Yeah. I think we can be reasonably happy with that. And the fact of the matter is that it's definitely giving us more iron. We can also see at a glance, look at that, speed module is about to be completely finito there. That is great. I wonder, status lacks ingredients, status lacks ingredients. It looks like movers are the issue, but there's nothing on this mover. Yeah, why would you not just finish your... Oh, maybe there was something else on it. I didn't really see because it was being covered up by the grabber. Either way, speed modules have been built. Speed modules, build 1, build 2. I need quite a bit more iron, to be honest. Weak hearts we have. Weak hearts we have. Or at least I probably have, anyway. There we go. Take 100 weak hearts. Cancel that. Restart. There we go. That means that we only have to build half of them. And then I need more ingredients. Let me guess. It's iron. There we go. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. Oh, no, no, hold on. We got gears here. Scrap that. Scrap that. Now build and build. There we go. Now we only need to build some random bolts, which I don't really need for anything. But that's perfect. And there we go. Speed module is amazingly built. And so I'll have 2 speed modules in my inventory. What I think it means is that I need to have 2 speed modules in the module panel slots. I guess we'll see in just a sec, eh? Acid projectile. What do we got? Jumper prep. Takeoff. Instincts sharpen. Jumpers launch more quickly. What the heck is that? Transit system. The hive grows wings of bird. Massive airborne beasts leap between distant pads, carrying cargo across vast territories with instinctive precision. Well, I can't say I'm not interested in that. Repair kit. Repair bio kit, sorry. Okay, we've got 2 in our inventory. Or we will have 2 in our inventory in literally seconds. Have I done anything with the brain? I don't think I've done anything with the brain yet. Hey, okay, we just needed to do them. You can access your module window. Yep, that's cool. That in there. That in there. We get 2 modules. Still feels like I'm fine. Ooh, the Purifiers faction is going to attack soon. Prepare yourself with some Feastling bombs. Okay, I guess that's in combat. We need some Feastlings, and Feastlings are made from larva and iron bars. Let's just try and make some. I think I've got plenty, to be honest. No issues at all. It's just going to take about 1 billion years for me to get everything made, and a lot of spores, actually. No recipe. Oh, you're kidding me. I've not set the recipes for all of these, so these have just all been completely useless this entire time. That's so annoying. If there's literally only one thing that they can make, surely that should be the recipe. Look, that's just me. That's me making an excuse there. I realize that's not sensible. But you know what? It's actually fine. So it takes quite a long time to make the larva, but the rest of the components are not too crazy. How many have I got? Feastling bombs. Can I deploy these? Can I throw them, I guess? I guess I can throw them. Oh man, that would have made literally everything so much better and easier. Do I need to get more coal here? Yeah, I sure do. Let's deploy 5 coal at a time because I cannot do anything more than that without... Do we need more coal? We need more coal all over here. I mean, there is a potential situation here. What I could do... I mean, it seems a little bit ridiculous. I could have a fuel route. I could have a fuel resupply route here. You know what? Honestly, whilst we're waiting for all of this stuff to happen, why not? We'll build a trail buffer. Trail buffer can go there. Or just above this. Yep. And all the way across here. Okay, well, maybe we'll have to just leave that as a little bit of a work in progress. But it's going to come all the way across here. We'll get some long-armed inserters, and we'll just put them in. We'll just put them in here. For now, I guess we will just have to manually reload. Yep, and I'll just manually reload with 100 stacks of coal ore. Because I've got loads of it. And I know I do have a teensy tiny little bit of coal in here, but... I mean, I've got so much coal ore. I mean, it's ridiculous. It's crazy. And there. And, yep, you've already got some, and you've got some in there. Cool. You need more? Yep, you need more as well. So it would obviously be better if I had, like, full coal, but, you know what? It's fine. For now, it's okay. Do I want to do some research? Yeah, 450? That's quite a lot. Fast grabber? That's also quite a lot. 65? Maybe this is the electronic. You know, no, I'm going to get this. I'm going to get this because that will maybe lead to that. But then again, I should probably... Yeah, I'm going to try. I'm going to try the Iron Forge. It might be what we need. The attack has begun. It's coming from the south. Yeah, I can kind of see that. Defend against the machines. To throw bombs, use left click to select the item from your inventory quick bar. Then with the item in your cursor, left click anywhere on the ground. Okay, well, that's cool. Also, combat-wise, there is a acid pod and an acid projectile. Yep, I need more ingredients. Of course I do. Let's see if this works. I want to see this in action. Let's cancel this. Cancel this. Cancel all this nonsense as well. Uh-huh. Here you come. Here you come. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Oh, nice. So we spawn the little feastlings. Okay, that's kind of cool. Well, let's also deploy this. And then throw you into there. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Also dangerous in big numbers. Yeah, but look at this. Look at this son of a gun. This thing's huge. Looks amazing. It's like a big old, bomb turret. Either way, these things are really cool. I like the feastlings. I like how we can just sort of throw them in. A transit pad. The attacks will only keep intensifying and the iron reserves are running low. Time to expand. Build and place a transit pad. Transit pads are unlocked via the transit system genetic code. What's the transit system? Is that this? Okay, so that is that. Well, yeah, we probably should just begin sequencing this. Cancel that. Yeah, we'll try and get the fast grabber. We'll try and get the transit system up and running. Attacks will keep intensifying. Yeah, we like the fact that attacks will keep intensifying. I do like that. I'm pro having to defend against this. Right, so fast grabbering is what? That's 100? I mean, that's a lot. That's a lot. It's a big step up. That being said, I mean, it's not impossible. Not impossible for us to do. Like, far from it. We're actually very, very capable of doing it. Do you know what I can also do? This is a cool thing to consider, right? Because theoretically, we could have one like manufacturing hub. There we go. Build 2 more of these. One manufacturing hub, and then like other consumption areas. So we could get that in there, and this over here. Genuinely, I think it is going to be entirely possible, and that should all be covered. I might just get an extra one just in case. But I think we can keep up the production numbers from just, here we go, just that there. So will that work? Will that allow me to take deposit slots output? Nice. Okay, so that is what it is. That is what we do. So we take from the output. And then that will allow us to input into here, and then even if we don't necessarily use it to construct with the grabber and the mover, it'll still allow us to do the processing, which is kind of nice. In the same way that we could probably, thinking about it for a second here, we could probably chain these together. You know how, like, you can do in Factorio, where you can just have, you know, like a big old chain of research labs that are all just feeding each other? Let's give that a shot. Let's see if it works. What do we need? We need more spores? Why are we running out of spores here? Because we don't have power. Or we don't have fuel in the furnaces. That's fine. And to be fair, we have a very, very small number. We have a very, very small number of furnaces relative to how many spores our entire operation consumes. I've got 83 miners. To be brutally honest, I don't really need to be making more miners. I do need to keep making the movers. Absolutely need to keep doing that. I don't think I need more fireflies, to be honest. So let's uncork that, or, you know, unselect that. That's fine. It's pretty much just an entirely sort of like research-focused operation that we have to work with here. Let's grab one more grabber. Put you there. Let's say, hey, deposit slots output, and then I think that will work. You gonna take from there? I guess we will see in just a second, right? Either way, the fact that this works is really, really cool. Means that things will work. There we go. Add you in there. What the heck? So this is not good. Ah. Yeah, that is absolutely not good. That is a big mistake. So I thought that they would just expire. They did seem to just expire, but apparently not. So let's see if we can try and rework this. Yeah, sure. You know what? We'll throw a belt under here. But that was the entire problem. So we had a problem with the iron just sitting on the belt, which is not good. Not good at all. But now we've moved the long-armed inserter around. We moved the short-arm inserter around. That goes under there. We take you back by 1. We take you back by 1 more. We get the belt under there to there. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. No issues at all. No notes. Works like an absolute dream. Throw all of that into there. And that should work now, right? I think that should work. Now we just need to wait for the grabbers. And what is it that the grabbers needs? It's spores primarily, and we're really kind of focusing our efforts on the research here. We have 99 spores in the output. This needs to get changed. This is a joke. 8 movers? No. No. Like, I don't know. We can't do 60. That's a bit too many. 30. Yeah, no, 40 actually. 40 movers. We should absolutely be having way more. Also, if I could get a fast grabber onto this belt, I think that would be fantastic. Let's also yoink all of these out of here. I think it's still kind of important we do have that there. Let's also just throw them into here for now. Throw this into there for now. Throw that into there. We got loads and loads of research cubes. How's this working, by the way? No recipe? Aha! It works! It works! So we can chain them together. We can absolutely chain these together. That is so sick. I absolutely love that. And you know what? I see it now. I see the value in having a... We're under attack! We're under attack by the purifiers. We're under attack by the purifiers. Whoa. They destroyed the acids. They destroyed the acid swarm. Hold on. Deploy, 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 deploy. Deploy. There we go. Okay. That's good. They destroyed a grabber and an acid swarm. Can I... No, I can't really do anything about it. Well, I'm sorry, acid swarmer. That's my bad. That kind of sucks. That kind of sucks. Yeesh. Let's not build you directly right on top. Let's just build that there, build that there. Build as many of these as I can. And then throw that in there. It's good. And just a couple in here. Okay. So as long as I've always got a few feastling bombs on me to defend at a moment's notice, then we should be okay. I will take out of here. You know what? Just wrap this up. I don't care about that last one. That's okay. I just need to be a little bit more watchful about when the the purifiers are coming for me. Right. I was in the middle of something video game there. Oh, we got some miners here that I stupidly placed around to hit a quota. Let's that there. This is so cool. This is so cool. I am big pro this. Big pro. Let's go. There we go. A few more of these. And that's going to go output. 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 And output. That's what I'm talking about. Make sure that we set the recipe correctly. And suddenly, what do you know? That is going to be some more purple research for us. To be honest, this is sick. This is really, really good. We still need more grabbers. Grabbers now need iron ore. What the heck? Why am I suddenly losing iron ore? Have we worked through... Yeah, we totally have. We've worked through the absolutely huge backlog of resources over here. I mean, to be fair, we could probably pop down a few more depots. We could probably pop down a few more depots here, and here. Yeah, and because we have so many more miners that are actually just in the world. I mean, are they going to go and start mining iron? I hope they do. I think these... Is that iron that they're coming back with? No, they're coming back with coal. I guess that is technically closer than this. How do I use the... Oh, that was the fast grabber there. That's nice. Let's go transit system. Are we working on that now? Wait, hold up. The transit system... No, yeah, we need this first. Transit system's only 80, whereas this is 250. Flippin' heck. This is an advanced splitter. Tunnels stretch further. Splitters gain precision. Guiding movers with improved spatial memory and flow control. I don't even know what that means. I suppose it doesn't really matter. Yeah, I mean, there is a way for us to use... What is it? This building, the small worker bay, to control the miners and, like, have miners operate in the area, but I don't know how that's supposed to work. I also guess there must be a maximum range because these miners are just doing nothing here. So I don't really know. I mean, maybe there's another... We're under attack by the purifiers? Yeah, but this time we came prepared. There we go. Pick on someone your own size. Nice. That's good. It's a very satisfying thwop sound. And so I do enjoy that. I do enjoy that a lot. Yeah, so... Coal goes in there. Coal goes in there. Yeah, I do enjoy that. That's looking good. Iron situation is a little suspect, though. And I'm not really sure that there's anything that we can do to increase iron extraction anymore, to be honest. I mean, we can get suppose we could technically get a few more depots like, in here, but if we're proximity based, then, you know, we have to... You know, we can't place it there. We can place it here? Maybe? And that, that's 1. 2. 3, I guess. Okay. Nice. This doesn't, but that, so that's to there. This is to here. We can see the highlight of the characters. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, is there another iron source? I don't know if there's another iron source nearby. That's what I was checking on the map before I was rudely interrupted by that attack. The iron source is highlighted in blue, and I don't... Oh, maybe there is. Maybe there is. The problem is, this iron source is a little bit far away. By a little bit far away, I mean it's a lot far away. It's actually very far away. Let me yoink this. How would I get the iron back? I mean, would I process it up there? Would I bring the raw stuff back? It would be quite a long way for everybody to go. Let me see. Let me see. And plus, I'd need to be going there with more depots as well. Yep. Grab some of these. Depot. I mean, we might as well go and check it out. Hope that the purifiers don't attack in the meantime, and then let's go and see what this... Let's go and see what this is. I mean, it doesn't look like it's too far away. What have we got? Should be on the top of the screen right about now. Yeah. Okay, well that is 3 iron ore patches. I mean, that's not half bad at all. Right, let's see what we can do here then, I guess. Let's have... So are miners going to come all the way up here? Immediately the question has been answered. And let's see how far we can go. Now, I don't think this actually needs any power. No, tell a lie. It absolutely does need power. Because the thingies... Oh, let's get all of these into the mix. There we go. Nice. Yeah, all the grabbers will need power. And that's fine. But we can at least make a start on this. Should be fine. That's great. We've got a worker buffer 2, worker buffer 2. This is great. This is really great. Okay, so you're going to go up there. Whatever. If you want to go up there and waste all the time in the world, that's fine with me. There we go. There we go. So this is where I think we probably benefit from having like a local production network, like a little power network over here. Let's go one more. Yeah. And then put this down there. We stick in... I don't want to stick in my lumber. I really don't want to stick in my lumber because that's... It's a recipe for disaster. And we'll just end up using it up really quickly. Let's make like some fireflies here. I don't need to make loads. Let's make a trail buffer. We'll make a trail buffer right here. We'll get one more grabber if I can. I think we actually need a few more grabbers for the rest of the stuff, but whatever, you get the picture. Throw the firefly. No. Oh, actually, hold on. The fireflies just... They literally just might... If we just connect everything up, if we just connect up back to the base, they might just work. Alternatively, I can use one of these. I can use one of these small worker bays to say, hey, let's keep the fireflies. If I do this here, then we can actually say, hey, fireflies, let's keep 10 in this area. I have got 53 fireflies on me. Why the heck would I build any? We're under attack by the purifiers. Just gonna run back real quick, because otherwise we might have our entire base destroyed. Yeah, hurry up. Oh, look, they're going back with power, I think. Okay, that's kind of cool. Also, let's maybe get more speed modules so that I can run faster. And let's hope that nothing has been destroyed. Come on. Yeah. There we go. Okay, well... Yeah, nothing... I mean, one thing has been destroyed. Let's throw that into there. Yeah, that's great. I need walls. I need walls. What can I say? I need walls. And walls do exist. Walls are here. Defense over here. The swarm hardens its borders. Gates and walls are used for barriers. It literally only costs 20. I think I want to begin sequencing that afterwards. Or maybe even now, to be honest with you. Maybe even now. Yeah. That's the noise they're making. I was a little bit worried there. This is a mess. This is a mess over here. I've not really figured out what I want to do with this. I think we'll just leave it for now. Sure. We don't really need the power. We just need this. We just need a little bit of iron. Yeah, here's what I want to do. I want to grab as much swarm trail as I can. Thankfully, got plenty of resources right now. Do I want to take a... Oh, look at that. That works exactly like in Factorio, where you just drag them out, and you just take a consistent power route all the way up here. That works perfectly. Nice. Apart from the fact that we did just run out of resources. But not much we can really do about that. Okay, take the lumber, and turn it all into other resources. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Is this working? Don't think so, not quite yet. Okay, so do this. What the heck are you doing there? Don't know. It's super dark here. I can't really see what I'm doing. I needed that lumber. I needed that lumber. I need that lumber. Thankfully, I'm not far away. Okay, great. Nice. Amazing. Okay, so it's all connected now. That's good. Let's go Firefly 10. I mean, it just keeps them around here, though, and that's not really that useful for me. So, I say none. Disappear. Be free. Movers. I don't know. 50 seems like a legitimately good number to have, given how many we're going to need. We have no energy here at the present moment, but that is going to change. Right. That's not good. Not good. Yep. And I realize this is going to look pretty darned awful, but I actually don't care that much, to be honest. You might be surprised to hear. 3 more grabbers. 1, 2, 3. Perfect. That goes into there, and that's everything. That's everything that we need in order to make this area work. Now get me the heck out of here, because I do not want to be here for much longer. Actually, I want to get some fast grabbers. I want to get fast grabbers. Give me fast grabbers. Yeah, let's freaking go. Let's freaking go. Place those fireflies out. I'm hopeful that we should see some fireflies coming up this way. It's all connected, right? It is all... Oops. It is all connected. So... Is anybody going to come up? There's lots of fireflies here. Is anybody going to come up and fuel this area up? It is connected. Nah. I didn't get coal. Flippin' heck. Well, you know what? Do I have anything that I can burn? Not really. We'll try a little bit of lumber. Against my better judgment. Lumber is quite literally too valuable for me to use over here in furnaces, but we'll do it. Right, there we go. 5 lumber. Ironically enough, I don't have any fireflies now. Is that going to make anybody move? Yes! Yeah. Yes! I mean, by the looks of things, quite literally, every single firefly that I have is now coming up here. Amazing. Amazing. There we go. There they all go. We're under attack again. That is not super hot. I'm gonna cut this out. Yep. Quickly, quickly, quickly. Come on. Thankfully, they're still destroying my... There we go. Don't attack me. Nice. So, a bio repair kit would be great. But, failing that, I think I'm really happy with how that worked out, to be honest. That's really good. That is really, really good. I will need more of the feastling things in a little bit, but, you know, for now, can still be quite happy with that. What's going on here? Output is full? Yep, probably is, to be fair. Let's also grab as many of the things over here as we can. Great. Are we going to start to see some resources coming down this belt? I really hope we do. How on earth I'm going to connect it up, I have absolutely no idea. This is not quite a disaster belt, but it's quite far away. I also should equip my speed module that I've got. There we go. Speed modules don't... I mean, I guess they do make me go faster, but they don't really feel like they make me go much faster. What do we got? A whole fat lot of nothing coming in on these belts. Great. Just what I always wanted. Just what I always wanted. There we go. Bit more swarm trail. It's good. Okay. My swarm is back here now, apparently. I don't know how... I do not know how the electrification system works. At all. I don't know. I'm not sure. Right, come on. I feel like it should... If it's all connected, right? It should just work. Do we need more power? Is that what we need? Is that the issue? There you go. Put that in there. Is there just not enough power to go around? I mean, everything's working, so I'd kind of assume that there is. Come down here. Come down here. And there we go. That's awful. It's fine, though. And, oh, here's an interesting question. What happens... This is a trail buffer right here, so I wonder if the robots are just going to continue... come right across onto the new... or onto the extended route. Let's... For the last time... Oh! Resources? Resources are coming? Oh, amazing. Okay, so it looks like I don't need to go back up to the top then. Well, I can't actually believe it, but it did work. Holy cow. That's kind of amazing. Let's get another... Let's get another furnace, because I think we're going to need one. Or another bio-generator, whatever it's called. That'd be good. Also been really nice if there was a visual warning. No, there's a visual warning already. If there was an audio warning to let you know that the enemies are going to attack. Let's see what happens here, by the way. If they just despawn and the resources don't go anywhere, well, we're in trouble. No, they just continue straight on, and with any luck, we might even be able to add a few extra resources to the back of these bugs. That is really, really cool. That is really, really cool. Yeah, we have nowhere near enough bugs here. We have nowhere near enough bugs. Have we got any? We got loads of resources, but nothing really happening because of it. We'll build another one of these bio thingies here. And actually, we could just feed directly in. We could feed directly in with the coal. Yeah, I do wonder, is there perhaps a energy supply issue? It could very well be an energy supply issue that we're experiencing. But there's certainly some mechanics that I don't really understand about how, you know, how this area gets energy and whatnot. Who cares? It doesn't matter. Right, ladies and gents, I think we're going to wrap things up right about there. Yeah, super, super promising. I think in terms of, you know, discovering what the game has to offer, I think we've seen most of it. We've seen the defense elements, bio repair kit. I imagine that works out pretty much how, like, everything else works out. Walls, we haven't seen defenses yet, but that's fine. To be fair, it's only 20 DNA cubes. These are all melee attack upgrades, acid pod attack upgrades. They're all just sort of like little modifiers. Same with this, same with this, same with this. So the only thing that we've not seen is the Iron Forge and the transit system. But the transit system is going to be like long-range travel, long-range resource movement, which I suppose would have been super darned useful for, you know, here to here. Also, we are just about to be under attack yet again. I can see these purifiers coming on in. I can see them. I can see them arriving. Yoink me a few more of those. Yoink me a few more of these. There we go. And let's throw my Let's throw my sacrificial bugs out into the mix. Ah, there we go. Throw the rest of them in, just for good measure. What the heck? I like these acid projectiles. I think this is really, really cool. I love the fact that you're playing as the bugs. I really love the fact that you're playing as the bugs. I like to imagine that, you know, lore-wise, this happened, you know, 150 years after your last Factorio playthrough. I think that's a really cool concept for a game, and I think it feels good. It obviously draws very, very, very heavily from Factorio, but I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. You know, certainly at the moment feels very, very tight. There's a lot more that can be done to make it tighter. Visually, little old school, little interesting. But I do like it. I do like the sort of like rough way that it looks. I like the way that it plays. I love the sort of, you know, sort of new changes with the belts. I love how it all feels sort of like a very fresh take on an old school sort of perfected formula. I'm a big fan. I'm a really big fan. Check it out. Linked down in the description below, ladies and gents. This is a playtest build. You can check out the Discord if you are indeed interested in checking out the playtest build. I don't know how long it is going to be up for. But yeah, let me know what you think down in the comments below. Thank you ever so much for watching. I've been Orbital Potato. I'll catch you next time. Bye.